Oh, are you just on your phone?
Yeah, yeah, is that cool?
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
I saw like your name join, and did you just put in your last name? Like, did you do that on purpose?
Dude, I have no idea. I literally just clicked the link.
Oh, it just says Henika. It
I
kind of looks
have no
badass.
idea.
It's like
No,
kind
it
of
doesn't.
mysterious. Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. So what's up, man?
No, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot, just trying to finish up school.
Yeah. Um, would you
Shoot.
you just got back from vacation, right? I guess kind of vacation.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was like it was mostly vacation. I would say like
Yeah,
it was like all fun stuff we were doing. But yeah, we just got back from France, so that was sweet.
that was cool. How long did you spend there? Like a week-ish?
Yeah, about a week.
Okay.
Um, Give or take a little bit with the time changes and whatnot.
Yeah. How was the flight?
It actually wasn't too bad. Like it was actually a lot shorter than I would have expected. It was, I think, 7 hours or so there and like eight and a half, nine on the way back.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, like it's great. Like my brother actually is stuck in Florida right now. Like they're having a really hard time getting back into Detroit. It was like crazy because like our flight was fine. Like, and I was coming from France. He's from
Yeah.
Florida.
Yeah,
So
I had a friend in one of my classes and he went to Dominican Republic, I think, or something like out of the decently far. And he said like he hadn't been in my lecture the last 2 days because he was like stuck there. And then he had to fly into New York, rent a car, and drive here from New York.
yeah,
They flew out of
yeah, that's
like
wild.
they flew out of like Grand Rapids.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I've been seeing all sorts of like people on their Snapchats and whatnot, like saying like all the crazy flight paths and
Yeah,
their
dude,
routes to get
there's
home.
there's so many horror stories. And then too, like I'm from the UP, obviously, and dude, they got like 34 inches of snow over the last like six
I
days.
saw that. I saw that's insane.
Like my mom couldn't leave the house for 2 days. Like our
Jesus.
town was like shut, like nothing was even open. It was
Yeah, like
actually wild.
and like those towns are definitely more prepared for snow, but like at a certain point, like you just can't prepare for them for that.
Well, yeah, like dude, even like the plow trucks and stuff, they like stopped plowing because one, they couldn't plow fast enough because it just kept snowing. And then two, like there was legitimate like risk of like the giant plow trucks like getting stuck because there was so much.
Yeah,
Like there was we have like a family friend that has a tractor and he came and like plowed our yard.
yeah, yeah. That's about all you can do there.
Yeah, but I'm just like I figured we would be out of like the worst of it by now, but even yesterday
No,
it was still like
it's still early. It's still early.
yeah, I guess.
It's,
I guess.
People have been saying like the weather's been pretty nice, and people have been saying like we're done with the snow. Like no, like we got a long way to go still.
Yeah, yeah, I guess. I mean, here like it really hasn't gotten too bad. Like there's been a couple days where like the roads were kind of iffy, but I feel like the plowing usually gets done in a timely manner and then it's like it'll usually warm up enough to where the bulk of it can melt pretty fast.
Yeah,
Like the stuff that's on the ground right now has been here for like 2 days, and that's like the longest I've seen in like a month that it's
yeah. And
actually like been down
it's
there.
like a dusting. There's like a dusting on here right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
So
But oh man. So did you do anything else for break or?
no, I mean I didn't really have a whole lot of time. I think like that Saturday before I went up to Tawas to work, and then I came back that night because like we didn't leave until Sunday, like that first Sunday of spring break.
Yeah.
So I went up to Tawas to work, and then I came back that Saturday night, and I actually Sierra and Caitlin were up here for the state finals volunteering,
Oh
so
yeah, right.
I got to hang out with them for a little bit.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
What do you do in Tawas? I forget. You work at like a park, right?
yeah. I work for East Tawas City, specifically for their parks.
Okay.
So there's a campground there. Like if you're driving through there, it's like right downtown. It's strictly a vacation town. Like there's hardly anybody there this time of year.
Yeah.
But so there's a campground there, and it's extremely busy in the summertime. And I mean, it's an awesome place to work. Like Just there's 5 other parks that we take care of. So
Oh, that's nice.
it's pretty like simple job, but I really enjoy it.
Yeah. Is that kind of like what you want to go into, or like
Yeah,
talk
it's
me a
actually
little bit
like
through that?
exactly what I want to do. So I'm an outdoor recreation major, and um my ideal job is like working in park management. The thing is though, is like those jobs are really hard to get just because people really like them.
Yeah.
And there's only like one park manager usually per city or per entity, depending on what you're trying to do.
Okay.
Uh, there's usually a handful of full-time jobs like within parks at any given entity, and then those people usually stay there. Uh, but yeah, it's definitely like something along the lines of what I want to do. Right now, I'm actually working an internship with the park manager, kind of seeing what he does and working alongside him. But I've worked at the same place for the last 3 or so years. This will be my fourth summer,
Yeah.
and I really like it a lot.
Okay. Would you want to work somewhere like in Michigan, or would you want to like go out?
Uh, I don't know. I really like Northern Michigan just because I like Northern Michigan. But as far as like employment, I mean, I'm open to a lot of different things. I know like there's a lot of big recreation areas outside of Michigan that I would like to go to just for the opportunity.
Yeah.
But as far as like where I want to be, I really do like Michigan.
Yeah. No, it's a nice place for sure. Like especially being from the UP, like obviously like there's not a lot up there like for like people like me where I'm going into college, getting a degree and like trying to like make connections and like experience new things. Like there's not a lot of new things to experience there. But like whenever I talk to someone, they're like, "Oh yeah, like the UP is super nice and super pretty." And I'm like, "Yeah, like there's a lot of nice like sights to see, but it's just not like somewhere that I like envision myself wanting to like live." I don't know. And like
No,
maybe
that
that'll
makes sense
change,
for
but
sure. Yeah, that
um
makes sense for sure. And that's why I'm kind of like I know my views on things will change as well. So I don't really want to lock myself into being like I need to stay in Michigan.
yeah. Yeah.
Also, the winters suck, dude.
Dude,
Like
it's
it's bad.
yeah, after this year, I feel like I've just been so much more like discouraged by the weather because
I feel the same way.
every once in a while they'll throw in like a 55-degree day and then I'm like nice, like I can wear shorts in this weather. And then it just like goes right back and then like I'm just cold like I, I don't know. I
I
just
think what
feel
really
like
did it for me what really did it for me was when we went down to Florida for nationals there,
that's horrible.
and it was like 35 degrees.
Dude, that's
It was like
horrible.
35 degrees though. So yeah, so it sucked, but like also like it was 35 degrees and the Floridians were acting like it was like the apocalypse, and we're just like out there in like a t-shirt.
Dude, I'm like I'm I'm wearing like I'm wearing like my dry fit cheer like t-shirt with socks and Birkenstocks walking to get my DoorDash order at like 9 p.m. And it's like windy and it's like 40 degrees. And I'm just like walking past all these people like in jackets.
Like have you like I also just like didn't pack for that because I wasn't prepared, but like
I was
so like I
not at
didn't have the
all.
option.
Not at all. No, I was not at all.
Like
And
I didn't have the option, but like it was also like it like I feel like if that's their lowest point, then I can get down with that.
yeah, I can deal with that for like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was funny. I looked at the packing list and it was like bring your sweatshirt, bring like your hooded long sleeve, and then also bring your warm-ups like for the way there and back. And I'm like, no, like that's so much. That's a lot of clothes. And then I got
Yeah.
there and I was like, I'm so glad that I decided to bring my warm-up because I needed it.
Yeah, dude. I legitimately I was trying so hard to not buy things at Disney. And I had no choice but to buy a sweatshirt that one day. It just started like raining out of the blue.
I went to the parks the entire day. I get there and like I think we were there for like an hour or less, and I was just wearing like a t-shirt and shorts because I'm like, this is Disneyland, like this is Florida. I should be fine. Just starts downpouring, And of course, I'm in like
Yeah.
the only ride that like the line is outside. So I'm like standing. These other people are around me with
In
like ponchos on, and I'm just like in a t-shirt. So I had to bite
I
the
think it was that
bullet.
day that it was like the day was like 45 or 50 and I left the hotel. I think I was wearing like long pants and like a t-shirt. And I was like 45, 50. I'm gonna be fine in this.
Yeah.
And we get there and within like 5 minutes of being there, it started downpouring. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna be fine.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
started like uncontrollably shivering.
that was such like a weird trip to like try to plan for, not necessarily pack for, but like to plan like the day for. Because like if you're going to the parks all day, you're obviously not going to be coming back to the hotel to grab like a sweatshirt. But then it's like you don't want to grab one and then have to carry it around all day because it's hot. But when I tell you, I feel like I
Yeah.
guessed wrong every time. I guessed wrong every time. Like I went to Disney Springs and it was like
I think I'm in the
60.
same boat.
It was like 60 and I was like, I don't need a sweatshirt. And then I was like shivering like a half hour after I got there.
Yeah, it
But
was bad.
but
I think the day you guys competed, I was just like in solidarity with you guys because I knew you guys were gonna be cold, and I just like decided to like wear shorts and short sleeves with you guys because like you guys had to, like all the girls had to be outside in like skirts, and I'm like, you know what, like I'm just gonna I'm just gonna stand in solidarity with them just to be a good guy here.
yeah. No, but that was a cool experience though. Like I'm glad that I got to at least do that once. I felt like that was like it was like insane to be in a space where it was like so many people that like had the same like I don't know, like hobby and like passion. I feel like I've never been in an area with like that high a concentration of like all people like that compete in one like niche sport.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
Was
it's
it
a really cool experience.
yeah, like did it feel like that for you when you went?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think I was a little bit more in awe like the first time when I went to NCA.
Yeah.
Um, just because like it was the first time. Um, but yeah, it was, and then like this time around, like being a coach, it was a crazy dynamic too because like I wasn't there to compete. Like my work was done, and like I was just like at that point more of just a spectator and like making sure you guys were okay.
Yeah.
So it was a crazy like switch up for me as far as like the experience.
Yeah. So yeah, I kind of want to get into that. Like how like what has the transition been from obviously you did cheer in high school and then you go on, you do it in college for what, 3 years?
Yeah, 3 years.
And
Well, I
then
mean, if you count that like 1 year at the prep school, like that sort of counted, but that wasn't really like a real cheer team.
okay, got you. So then you did that and then now into like your first year coaching. How has that dynamic been?
It's been strange. Like this past year has been really strange. So like when I was in high school, I kind of just like started doing it out of the whim. Like my mom was really good friends with the cheer coach in high school, and she was like asked if I wanted to come to an open gym, and I was like, yeah, sure. And so I went and um I did like a toss hands or something like the first day, which looking back, like as a high schooler, is probably pretty cool. But like looking back now, I'm like, like that's not really that cool. And all the girls were like freaking out. Like they acted like I was the second coming of Jesus, like when they saw that. And like I was like, it wasn't really like like looking back, I'm like, it was kind of just like I should have been able to do that.
Yeah.
Like this girl's 80 pounds,
Yeah.
um, but so like they kind of just like they were like in awe. So I saw their reaction and was like, oh, like I must be good at this, or like this is cool, I guess. So they asked me if I wanted to keep coming, and I was like, yeah, sure. So I just kept on coming back. Um, Within a few weeks, I was performing with the team, and that's kind of the story goes from there. And then so coming into college, like as a senior, I had a few schools reach out to me, but like I was ultimately going to college to go to college. I wasn't going to college for cheerleading. The cheerleading coach at Central reached out to me, and uh, I said I was very interested in Central because my brother came here and it's pretty close to my hometown. It's a bigger school. It's Central is exactly like what I wanted. Um, but I had this thing where I wanted to join the military, and I also had an application at West Point, and I'm like, I kind of like explained that to her, and then she was like, "Well, you're not gonna believe this, but my husband's a National Guard recruiter." So I was like, "Oh, well, awesome." So like I met them for lunch, talked them through it. I decided like I was gonna come here at to Central, pending my application at West Point. Well, I ended up getting into the prep school at West Point, which is not necessarily the actual academy, but you kind of go to this school, and then it's a year-long program, and then from there you'll be the first person to get into West Point the following year, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
So I explained the situation to the coach and to the recruiter, and they fully supported my decision to go there. Um, within about within about 6 months of being there, so I was about halfway to three-quarters of the way through the school there, I was kind of just like decided like that's not for me. Like the place is awesome. It had a ton of great opportunities. Like I loved all the people there, but like it just was not where I wanted to be. Um, I know a lot of people were leaving too as well. But I decided to stick it out, kind of see it through. While I was seeing it through though, I was sort of making these plans to come back here. So I had texted that recruiter. I had gotten in contact with the coach here, and they were like wonderful through that process for me because they kind of like knew I was still there. I was still super busy. I was going through a lot over there, and then as soon as I got back, I was granted a 4-year ROTC scholarship here, and turned down my appointment to West Point. So I still got into the academy, which was like a huge accomplishment of mine. It's like one of the things I'm like most proud of because it's a very difficult school to get into, and it's like quite the process. So kind of seeing that through and getting in there was actually like a huge thing for me. But I actually turned down my appointment to West Point, which was of the hardest things I've ever done in my life, and then came here and kind of just did those 3 years of cheerleading. My first year we competed at NCA, which was a really good time, and then after NCA we had a coaching change, so things got a little bit weird for a couple of years there. So for the second 2 years while I was here, it was primarily just game day stuff. But I still love like that's like what I love to do. So it was really cool to go to NCA and have that competition experience. But like I really enjoyed the game day stuff. And then this is kind of like where you came in towards you started my second year
Yeah.
as a sophomore. So
Yeah.
you started to kind of know
Like
me
at the end of
then.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, which is cool for me too, because like I've never like there's been guys on my teams before, but like no guys ever really stuck around, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like there's been guys intermittently coming in and stunting around, and I have a good community of guys that I've talked to. But to have like one guy that's like actually stayed there was awesome. So like you being on the team like really changed my perspective a lot. And that was really cool to have that. So I appreciate you doing that.
Yeah.
And then towards so the way my this is where things get a little bit weird too, because like this is where I had to start making a decision for my fourth year for school as well as for ROTC. Like ROTC picks up a little bit every year, but especially in the fourth year. And then for school, I have to do an internship. I'm not taking any classes right now. I'm just doing an internship, and it's a 30 credit internship. So I was starting to realize like, hey, there's no way I'm gonna be able to like be able to handle the demands of being a college cheerleader and going to all these football games, all these basketball games, especially on weekends where that's where most of my work is done. Um, so it's just like not feasible. I was starting to kind of realize that, and I was kind of just kind of keeping quiet about it. And I knew it was gonna be a conversation I was gonna have to have with Dayron, our coach, at some point. And I just kept on putting that conversation off. And then one day he came up to me, and he's been around the Mount Pleasant area, but he's been out of the cheer game for a few years at this point. He came up to me and he's trying to like asked if he knew of any or if I knew of any guys that would be interested in coaching or could help out coaching. He just wanted some help on the co-ed side. And I kind of like thought for a second and I was like, well, I would. And he was kind of taken aback a little bit. And he's like, oh, well, like you have another year, like you don't want to be on the team. And I kind of just explained the situation. And on top of that, like I was somewhat like over like being an athlete at that point. Like I've been a very competitive athlete my whole life. I've competed at a pretty high level in a lot of different things, and um, that competitive spirit is kind of out of me. So I just explained like, yeah, like I think it's just time for me to like change things up a little bit. And he was like, well, like I'll think about it and like I'll give it back to you. And then a few weeks later, he was down for it, and that was our plan. So I think you probably knew before anybody else did, but we announced that to I think he just I don't think he told anybody. I think he just like posted it on Instagram one day.
Yeah.
But I think you probably knew much before anybody else.
Yeah, it was just kind of like this slow, gradual like rollout of it. And then all of a sudden, like you see the Instagram post and it was like, oh, okay, like this makes sense. This is why, like obviously we all knew you were like busy and stuff, but we were what what is the move gonna be? Because obviously, like we knew that you weren't the type of person to go from like being a huge part of this team like for 3 or so years and then just like go and ghost. Like I figured there would have been like some sort of implementation of like either you like athletically or just like intellectually in cheerleading. And so like when I saw the coach, I was like, yes, like this makes sense. And I also think that like going through the game day stuff actually at Central, like being their first person. Obviously Dayron was there, but like that's the head coach. So someone being there for like the co-ed side of it was super beneficial like for me because obviously there's a team of, 30 some odd people. It's like to have a coach that is specialized for just like the one that works with a few people that doesn't really get much attention, like whole scale was like super nice for me.
Yeah, and I definitely felt it was kind of like a natural progression as well. Kind of like you were saying, like it kind of started like shifting that way. Like you came around and I just spent most of my time with you, and it felt like at a certain point, like I was no longer the one doing the stunts, and I was more so like teaching the stunts, and less. It was like less of me practicing and more of like me like helping you at that time.
Yeah.
So it kind of felt that way. And then on top of that, like I think it's good to have like a younger coach. That's not that like Dayron is old, like he's still young, but like
Yeah.
to like have a like younger coach that's close to your guys' age to where I can just talk to you a little bit differently. It feels like the vast majority of you are a lot more comfortable talking to me than Dayron or even Kenzie. Like Kenzie's our age, but like she's like it just feels a little bit more natural that you guys talk to me a lot of times.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
So
I would agree because especially like being teammates with someone, you develop like a whole new dynamic and like a different relationship with that person. So it was like I felt like I could tell you things that were on my mind that I might have either been not able to tell the other coaches or just like kind of hesitant on grounds of like, is this appropriate or like, is this even necessary? But I just felt like it was more like a friendship and a mentorship less than like a coach, if that makes
yeah,
any
well,
sense.
and I mean, it's definitely like a way of like you could tell me something exactly how you feel, and then I could kind of change up the wording a little bit, say it a little more tactfully, and kind of pass the message along. Like this, I could get the same message along, like across, but like say it in a better way. Or I can also just kind of see what's reasonable because I can see both sides now because I was that athlete the year prior, and I know you guys, so it's like I can kind of see your point of view and then see his point of view and kind of merge those a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will say that that was like part of the challenge because probably what about half the team I was teammates with, and then the other half of the team they didn't even know I was a student. Like like they
Oh,
didn't even
what?
know like I
Yeah.
was still like a lot of them didn't even know I was a student until
I guess
only recently.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, like so they all thought I was like graduated and I'm just hanging around here, just
Yeah.
doing all sorts of stuff. But um yeah, so it's kind of a crazy dynamic of like some people know me and hang out with me or like at least used to hang out with me all the time. And like now it's just like complete shift on that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, I think um like your entrance to cheer, like your introduction to it was like kind of somewhat similar to mine. Like in high school, you just got asked to like come to an open gym, and obviously like you had the connection with your mom and the coach. I did not. I was reached out to via Instagram DMs, which is like still like one of the craziest like interactions I've ever had. Like I remember like where I was when I like got the message. I was home because it was I think I was home for like my birthday or just like Christmas break or something. And I just see like on my Instagram CMU cheerleading like wants to send you a message. And then it was just like, hey, I'm Coach Johnson. Like if you ever want to like come check out stunting, like um being a power lifter, you would probably have a pretty good um like basis of like strength and like functionality that would translate to stunting. So I was like, you know what? Like I'll try it. Like why not? Um I had really not a lot of like friends my first year at Central just because like I was still like acclimating to like being away from home and it was just kind of like I didn't really like know my place or I didn't like really know where I fit in terms of like being involved in school in like the university other than just classes. So it was like seeing that message and I had made a promise to myself that year that I would be open to new opportunities and like not shy anything away, especially because it felt uncomfortable at first. So like I saw that as like the perfect gateway to like being involved in the school and like finding my place. And it was really interesting too because it was like it started with an open gym. So it
Mhm.
wasn't like, hey, do you want to join the cheerleading team? It was like, hey, do you have an hour after classes one night to like come try something new? And I was like, okay, sure. Like that is not a big commitment at all. Like I could go there for 40 minutes. If I absolutely hate it, I'll just be like, yeah, this isn't for me. Like you guys would have been supportive of that and then like never the twain shall meet. But it was like I like met a couple people and like everyone was really nice and like you were actually the first person that approached me. I like walked into the gym and I see like 10 girls and then like a coach just like walking around and I didn't want to like make my presence known. I didn't want to like yell and be like, "Hey, I'm here." Like the guy from Instagram. But then you like walked up and you were like you were like, "Oh, are you Zach?" And I was like, "Thank God I didn't have to like walk up to this group of people and just like because I don't know, it just felt super awkward to me." But then it was like this slow it was like this slow like progression into like just meeting new people and then like discovering something that was fun. So then like the first like summer and stuff I developed like a bunch of like really meaningful relationships and then like the first season of Game Day was like it was really fun to me and I was like this is my favorite part like by far because obviously like me and you like
Yeah,
we love college football and it's like there's no other way besides being coach faculty or player to like get that close to a college football game so it was like oh I get to
yeah,
like run on the field with a giant ass flag and like throw people in the air that sounds kind of cool so,
exactly.
but I don't know. I just feel like, well, I don't feel like there's just this like huge stigma of like male cheerleaders, and I think it's just like it's slowly being like ripped apart just because of like
Yeah.
how much more accepted male cheerleaders have gotten, especially like today, just because it's like
And it just makes no sense to me too, because like you're probably the same way. Like 90% of my friends in college came from cheer.
yeah,
Of those 90% of friends, 89% of them are girls. So
yeah,
I don't get where this stigma comes from.
yeah, yeah. I think it's just like oh, you must be feminine if you are surrounded by majority female and if the majority of your friendships are female. And like that's just not like the way it is. Like it's a much different dynamic than everyone thinks it is.
Yeah.
Um and it's just like you have to like be in it to realize like the unseriousness of like male cheerleaders, especially even at like the big schools. Like they get recruited because they like tried out for the football team and didn't want to commit the time, or like or like they were a weightlifter in high school and they just like decided to try it out from a flyer and then they just like it's throwing humans in the air. Like
Yeah,
like it's the most like impractical thing ever. But it's like like you'll never do anything like it. So it's just
yeah,
like this idea of like challenging your beliefs and just like being able to try something new and like be a part of a team past high school that I think was it was like so attractive to me. I really felt like as soon as I left like the first open gym, I was like, I'm gonna give this a shot. Like this is for me.
yeah.
I don't
And
know.
then
I don't
like
know
on
if that's how
top of
you felt.
that, no, that's like exactly what it is. It's like an opportunity to kind of still be a part of something athletically past high school. Because like I was a good athlete in high school. Like I played baseball and I was good at it, but I was not going to be good enough to play at a college level. Um, it was just like that was just like the fact of that. Like I was good on my team, but like I was never gonna play at a college level. And to be able to like play a sport in college was it's like gives me that opportunity. Plus I get to watch a lot of other sports, which I love. Um and yeah, like it's good experience. And then kind of like you were getting at too, like the bonds we build with these girls are like bonds like I've never had with anybody else. Like you're spending so much time with them, and then on top of that like you're trusting them to not hurt you and they're trusting you to not hurt them on a constant basis.
Yeah.
Like that's a that bond grows a lot just based off of that.
Yeah. Because like even if you look at like other sports, like obviously there's a trust aspect. Like the offensive lineman, like as a quarterback, you need to trust them so that they keep your pocket protected and you don't get hurt. But then it's like, an offensive lineman, like it doesn't necessarily have to be like one person's fault or not. Like it can kind of be just like this person on the defensive line was better, or it can partially
Yeah,
be the quarterback's fault who had nothing to do with it. And it's like cheer is not like that. Like it is very, especially co-ed, because there is one person and one
yeah.
other person. And if the top person falls, like it is partially on the bottom person. And so yeah, like I see what you mean, where it's like this sense of trust that you don't have just like in all your personal relationships. Like you don't trust them to like put you in the air and just like catch you. I don't know. It's like so like not normal. And I think that's also like what really attracted me to it.
Yeah, exactly. And I I don't have any sisters. Like maybe you have input on this, but that's kind of like the relationship it feels like. It almost feels like a lot of the flyers feel like sisters to me, or I don't know. I feel very like protective of them, but at the same time, like they're some of my best friends.
Yeah. Yeah. Um yeah, I would agree. Um I think I come from a I come from a very like female dominated like I was raised by women for like most of my
Mm,
life. And then like obviously now I have a little sister and we have a bit of an age gap, but even like growing up, like my mom was like the person I looked up to the most. So it was just like I think I felt more comfortable than most would just being around a lot of girls just because like I'm more comfortable with them and I just like I have so many meaningful relationships with women and they've raised me to be the person I am. So I feel like I felt more comfortable after a little while after it was like meeting everybody.
I think that makes a lot of sense because I kind of had like a similar like I have two brothers and like I don't have a sister, but I have like two brothers. Like I've lived with my dad my whole life, and like so like I've had like guys around me, but I also had a lot of girls around me too. Like my mom was a dance teacher, so I spent a lot of time at a dance studio. Um, like all of her friends were always around. Like I had a lot of like female figures around me for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Um was there any I would say like broad scale, bringing it full circle. Like, is there any like specific life lessons that you've learned from cheerleading and specifically like being in an environment where you're mostly the minority?
I mean, a lot of it kind of just like a lot of it kind of just like came with time. Like there wasn't like any like one specific moment or anything like that. But I mean, as far as just like that teamwork and that team aspect, and also just the idea of like competition isn't everything. And it's kind of like the basis of cheerleading is like, yeah, like cheer teams do compete, but like we're also doing so many other things. Like we're supporting the football team, we're supporting the basketball team, we're supporting the like like the gymnastics team, the wrestling, like we're all over the place. So it's kind of like it kind of made me realize like you can do things to not win, and you can do things to just like have fun sometimes and to bring out the good in other people, or to just do something to just put a smile on somebody's face instead of like needing to be the best at it, if that makes sense. Like yeah, obviously like, when you go to competitions, like I want to win,
Yeah,
I want to do well,
of course.
but like that's not the number one priority of cheerleading.
Yeah, yeah,
So I think that was kind of like the biggest takeaway, and like you can bring that into so many different aspects of life that I
yeah,
think was really important.
yeah. Well, I mean, even if you look at like just definition wise, if you look at cheerleading, like you're leading a cheer to us assuming the masses and your primary job is to like lighten the mood and like bring up the energy of a crowd and make people feel happy.
Yeah,
So like I think it's just that idea of like putting away your beliefs and like being able to speak to the masses and like empower people.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Just like the fact of like giving myself to allow other people to have a good time is is extremely is like it was something I value a lot, and I think that came from cheerleading.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know like you've been active all your life, so it was like this also thing for me. Like I was a three-sport athlete and like all through high school. So I was always going to practices and stuff. And then I picked up powerlifting like before I graduated high school. So that was like my main thing. But then I was like, oh shoot, I can like look forward to like going to practice again. And it was like it'll give me something to do, like it'll get me off my ass, especially days where I like don't feel like doing anything. Go get like a workout in.
Yeah, and that's another thing too is like it gave me a little bit of structure, whereas like I'm a busy person, and I'll still work out on my own anyway. Like I work out 4 or 5 days a week anyway. But to have that structure and just in my schedule, like I would probably go insane if I had those extra 3 hours a day. Like
Yeah.
I would just I don't
Yeah.
know what I would do with it.
Yeah.
And like you know me, like I don't really go out. And I think like I mean there's nothing wrong with going out or anything like that and having a good time, but it's just like I just it's not something I'm into. So it's like I don't know what I would have done with that time. And cheerleading kind of was able to fill that, and it's been a massive positive in my college experience for sure.
Yeah. I think even though I'm not like directly involved with it all the time anymore, I think it really did give me a sense of learning how to manage my time more properly too. Um,
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah,
like
for sure.
you look at like obviously if you're a student athlete, you are a student before you're an athlete. So it's like it gives you an extra sense of like, okay, I need to get my shit done because I have practice tonight and I have a game tomorrow. So it was like because like that can be applied to your life because like after you graduate, you're always going to have obligations and like places you have to be, but you're also always going to have important things that need to get done before that can happen.
Yeah, for sure.
So, um what else are you like what are you getting into right now? I like I know you um like have you been running or are you doing
Yeah, so that's a touchy subject for me right now. I actually
oh dang.
I've been hurt. I've been hurt lately. I haven't ran in probably about 3 weeks or so. I haven't ran like at all.
Okay.
Um I've been I've been nursing some IT band syndrome, and it's something that I've dealt with in the past. Like I think you've known that a little bit.
Yeah.
Um but like for the most part it's just been like a little bit of pain that I can work through. Um a few weeks ago I was running with like I was doing like farmer carries at one of our ROTC workouts, and I had like I just kind of like tweaked my knee a little bit. I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird, but like, all right, like whatever. I kept on going. And then I continued on, and I just kept on running, and like I kept on running. I never like took that time off, and it got to the point where it was like bad. So I haven't been running at all
Oh
lately.
man.
Trying to learn from my mistake there. Um, been doing my rehab exercises. Went to the athletic trainer. Because I'm still. I actually competed with cheerleading a few like the same time like that was happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I like as my knee was getting really bad, I was doing that virtual competition. Um, and then so I was seeing the athletic trainer, got some rehab exercises, and I've been working on that. And then I actually did my first lower body lift in about 3 weeks today, and I felt good. So hopefully I'll be able to work back into some more serious training. I would like to get more into trail running and more just running in general. When I'm training or running consistently, that's when I feel the best. Uh, I still love strength training. Like me and my hybrid arc here, but running is like what makes me feel good for sure.
Yeah.
So other
No.
than my IT pin syndrome,
Yeah. Right. Yeah, except for like
other
except
than the
for
injury from running
yeah.
that
Yeah.
I spent the last 2 minutes talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
So
yeah, I guess um that's smart that you're not like putting a deadline for like any sort of thing on yourself right now, but I know you said you had some interest in like maybe doing like a marathon or an ultra or something after graduation. I didn't know if you were still considering that.
yeah, I mean, it probably like won't be this summer or anything like that, but I would definitely like to get up into, I really like trail running. And so I think that like an ultra makes more sense for trail running than like trying to run a marathon. Like when I think of a marathon, I think of people on the road running
Yeah.
a marathon as fast as they can.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what I think of.
Yeah.
Whereas like I think the trail running and merit or ultra marathon community are much more just like, hey, we're gonna go out and have a good time and just run for a long time and try to finish.
Yeah.
And that's more along the lines of like what I'm interested in. Um, Maybe within that progression, I'll hit a marathon at some point, but ultimately I would like to maybe do like a 50K or even a 50 miler at some point um, on the trails. I think it'd be a really good endeavor that I'm probably going to chase once cheerleading is done for me. I don't want to ever say it's done, but like once I'm no longer here at Central and directly involved with cheerleading anymore, that'll probably be the route that I start to go.
Yeah. I mean, I like frequently look into my future and I see like a portion of running in it. Now, I don't really know what that looks like yet because I feel like if I were to pursue running, I would want to like be good at it. And like the position that I'm in right now, like with powerlifting and running are two conflicting things. It's like you can't be like you can be good at both, but you can't be like super competitive at both. Like
Yeah,
it's just not the same. So you basically have to live two different lifestyles and it's like you end up just kind of being like mediocre,
well,
kind of semi good at both.
shout out to my former coach, Alex Viata, who actually coined the term hybrid athlete. So now we can just say we're hybrid athletes instead of bad lifters and bad runners.
Facts, bro.
So
Yeah. But no, it's
yeah,
just like I feel like I would love to like get into running as a hobby. Like I think running a marathon would be like super cool in the future. But then like I have to put an asterisk next to it and it's like, well, when my strength starts to decline. And like
yeah,
I think that's just such a big problem because like I don't want to like await the day that I start declining in strength because that means it'll happen quicker.
exactly,
Like
exactly.
I don't want to turn 30 and just be like, okay, I guess I have to suck at powerlifting now because I'm 30 because I started when I was 20. Like
Yeah,
most of the top level powerlifters like in the world are like in their late 20s, early 30s. So it's like I can do this for a long time. Um, but yeah, like I think it's such a cool thing to do because like anyone can do it. Like anybody can like put on a pair of shoes, go outside and just run. Like you
Yeah.
don't need anything. You don't like yes, obviously like you can have a training program, you can have a coach. You don't need anything though. Like it's one of the very few things in this world that you can like pursue that sucks and you can get really good at without needing anything.
And I think, I mean, I think you talked about wanting to like be good at it too. I think that's something that like it's a little bit easier for me to see with running, but like as with lifting, being good is relative. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So like there's like different ways to be good. And I think just like for me to see, I can see that a little bit better with running. Um, Whereas like, yeah, like this person might be good at the 2 mile, but I'm good at the 10K. This person
Yeah.
might be good at the marathon, but like, will they ever be able to run a 50 miler? Like maybe they burn out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, or even like sprints, like, one person might be a really good 100-meter sprinter, but can they run the 2 mile? Like any of those types of things.
Yeah.
Like there's so many different variances of it and so many different ways to go about it. But
Yeah.
I definitely see your point there though. I just like I was kind of the same way with like lifting. Like I trained, I never competed in powerlifting. But I trained powerlifting for a while. I actually had a coach, like a powerlifting coach, for a little bit there. And I just kind of realized like, I'm never gonna be good at this. So like what's the point? And I
Hmm.
think if I were to go back in that time of my life, I would not think that.
Yeah.
Um, I think my view on that would have or is changed now. And I think I would have competed just for the fun of it. But I don't really have a desire to do that anymore, so I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Um, but I think I can see what your point is like as far as if you're gonna do something, you might as well do it all out and try to be good at it.
Yeah.
So I just think that like also there are other factors with running, like I think it's really cool to be strong and to be a good runner. Um, which is I think kind of where I'm at right now is like I'm never gonna be the best runner in a room, but I'm also never gonna be the best lifter in a room, but I can deadlift 400 and I can run a half marathon um in sub hour 50. So like
Yeah.
I'm not good at either, but like I'm
But like
also
compared to the
pretty
general
like
population, I'm definitely not at the bottom. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I think like the amount of people that can do both of those things are like it's actually like not as high as people think. Like they'll hear those numbers and be like, wow, like that's good, I guess, but not crazy. But like the amount of people that can do both of those things at the same time is not many.
Yeah. Yeah. And
And
I
I find that to
think
be really cool.
yeah. And I think one of the biggest things that like strays me away from like I shouldn't say quitting powerlifting, but like if I were to like kind of ease out on it and like try to pick up running and try to do both, like I've been like a competitive person all my life, but like I haven't necessarily found something that I was really good at, if that makes any sense. Like I've been
No, that makes
very,
I'm the same way.
yeah, like very competitive, very competition oriented, but like I've never like found something that I was like really good at. Like and I wouldn't say I'm like really good at powerlifting, but like it was the first thing that I realized like, oh, I can actually find a place in this. Like I can be competitive in this. And I think it would just be like hard to give up. And I think that's why I would be like so hesitant to like not try to put everything I have into it because I feel like I can actually be good at it. Not that I couldn't be good at running, but like I've already built this foundation of like being competitive and stuff.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And like I definitely see exactly where you're coming from because I'm kind of the same way on that. I'm the same way on that. I'm just like my competitive, like I was kind of saying earlier, my competitive spirit has kind of just like dissipated a little bit, especially like with what we're talking about, like kind of like seeing cheerleading, having gone through all of the different sports and all of the different, I've been at the top of sports, I've been at the bottom, um, seeing how sports impact people just other ways outside of just winning and losing have kind of formed me to get rid of that competitive spirit a little bit. But I still am that person at nature.
Yeah.
So I kind of see what you're talking about.
Yeah. So you kind of briefly mentioned it earlier. What was working with Vieta like?
Dude, it was unreal. Like I've never like I've had coaches in the past before, and um I can build out a program myself like to be what I think is pretty good, especially like hybrid. Um but like that dude is meticulous and he is so smart. Like he is smart beyond anybody that I've ever met in my life. Um he knows everything. Like everything there is to know about the human body, like he can tell you. Like I like one time I got a bloody nose on a run. He like looked at the air in like in Michigan and he's like, "This is why." like, like he like broke it down and like it's insane. But I've never been in such good shape in my life. Like I was, I think I ripped like 95s on an incline for 12 and then ran a 13-minute 2 mile like in the same week. Like
Yo, yeah, that's
and
insane.
I'm 150 pounds. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
like I shouldn't be lifting that much and then also running that fast. Like
Yeah.
my body's not built for that. And like I was doing that and like it's kind of crazy because I feel like I'm like working just as hard right now and I'm nowhere near that.
Uh-huh.
So
Do
so
like do you just feel like it was the programming that like made you that much better than you are right now, even trying as hard as you are, or do you feel like it was just having a coach to push you in general?
I mean I think it's got to be a little bit of both. Um but like also like I'm pretty self-motivated. Like I can push myself pretty far. So I feel like I don't necessarily need a coach for that. I mean, it's always good to have a coach for that, but like I think I can push myself pretty far. I think there was just something to his programming. Uh he was looking at all the data and just really dialed it in and I feel like I'm structuring my workouts still like relatively similar to how he did, but like just not getting those results, which I mean, I'm still getting good results. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm still making progress and like doing the thing, but like where, yeah, like his programming was just dialed. And I mean, he's been doing it for so long and he worked with so many different athletes. Like he clearly knows what he's doing. Um, I think the lifting is actually, despite like my numbers being really good on lifting, I think the lifting was less impressive than the running. Like I got to the point where like he would tell me to like these paces I was hitting, I wasn't believing it. Like
Yeah.
I would look at a workout and just be like, there's no way I could do this. And then I'd be texting him afterwards and be like, hey, by the way, like these paces were a little too easy. I don't know if like you meant to make it this easy, but like like beforehand,
Yeah.
I'm like having a heart attack. I'm like, there's no way to be able to do this.
Yeah.
But
No, that's cool.
also
Oh yeah.
at the same time though, like it almost like wasn't like seeing the numbers and like getting that good was a lot of fun and like it was really cool to do. But like also my runs and my lifts and those things like weren't fun because they were so structured. And
Okay.
he probably didn't necessarily want me to be like this structured with it. I just like probably have an unhealthy relationship with exercise where like if you tell me to do something, I'm going to do it to a T.
Hmm.
Like I was literally going for runs, not even looking up. Like I would like had my watch like this and just like stared at it like in
Yeah.
front of my eyes the whole run.
Yeah, I remember you telling me
Like
about that.
and like if my heart rate was one beat off, I was mad. If my pace was 1 second off, like it was not a good workout.
Wow.
Um and like I know that sounds dramatic, but like that's also why I was so good at it at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's one of the things that I go back to whenever I look at like these top level guys. I like to say that like there's the saying like don't sweat the small stuff, and I'm like, well, you know what we call the people that sweat the small stuff, right? Great. We call them great. We call them the people we
Yeah.
watch on TV, the guys that sweat the small stuff. So it's like, yeah, for sure, like having a coach that was like that into like what you were doing and like because I hate when people
Which,
like when it's just like a person on social media gets a big following, they just start doing coaching and they just kind of like hand out a template program to people for $50 a month. And I think it's just like it was so cool to see someone like locally that was in touch with like one of these big guys and like he actually was like very much involved in your programming.
yeah, which is like actually it's kind of crazy though, because like he very much preaches like go off of feel more than anything else.
Uh-huh.
Which like he uses these data points, but he's like he very much preaches if you feel this way, like this is the biggest thing,
Yeah.
which I kind of just ignored that and went off the data points. but like but like that's like what he expresses a lot. So I think there's definitely a good balance there as far as like having a healthy relationship and like going off feel and then actually using the data in like an appropriate way. Like I think I might have mentioned this to you before, but like talk about how like he was explaining the Norwegian method and how a lot of the professional Norwegian ultra marathoners are literally blood testing like for their lactate measurements as they're running.
Yeah.
Like it's like they have like a CGM, but it's like for lactate.
That's
I'm like I
insane.
didn't like
Yeah.
that's actually like wild.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's a different level,
Yeah.
and I don't think anybody needs to be at that level unless you're like the number five ranked ultra marathoner in the world.
Yeah. That's
Like
that's something that's like super cool to me, like going into physical therapy and like studying exercise science, learning about like human physiology and stuff. And it's like you look at these devices and it's like you see how meticulous this is, but then you realize like that is how small scale the body adapts. Like like these tools are useful. They're not just like Crocs that they're buying for a lot of money that don't do anything. Like you can actually take accurate measurements of your blood levels to determine like your performance for a run or how close you are to
yeah,
fatiguing, like on a
like you can
cellular
see like
level.
yeah, you can see like am I going to be sore tomorrow based off of this one number?
Yeah,
Like
yes, yeah, exactly. And it's like it could be two ticks below the standard deviation, and you're like, yeah, I'll be fine tomorrow. Like I'll
yeah,
literally be fine. And then
yeah,
it's so crazy how like small scale on a cellular level the body performs functions and adapts to the stimulus you put on it. Like insane the correlation. But I just kind of wanted to ask you about that because I haven't like obviously like I have a powerlifting coach. I have friends that have had like bodybuilding coaches and stuff in the past, but um something like that where it was like people know this dude's name. Like they go to him for coaching. Like people apply and don't get into his coaching because he
yeah,
doesn't take on that many people so that he can like actually apply all of his knowledge to his set of clients and they feel like they're getting like their money's and time's worth.
yeah. It's actually like I don't know how like I got into that too. Like I literally saw it on like his Instagram one day, like, hey, like I have a spot opening, apply here. And I like applied because I've been following him for so long and I've I like he was like a fitness hero to me. Like he was that guy. And I applied and I when I first saw like how much it was, like how much money it was to do, I was like, dude, there's like I can't afford this. Like what? And but I was also like, yeah, like there's no way I'm gonna actually get it. Like I'll just apply and whatever. And if I get it, I'll do the 3 months and call it good.
Yeah.
And I ended up doing like I think like 7 or 8 months, just because it was so awesome. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know what made him want to work with me. If it was just like I think I just posed a unique challenge for him because I was doing so many different things.
Hmm.
Like that's his thing, obviously, is like working with people that do two different things. But I
Yeah.
was doing like three or four different things, and also just like I enjoyed certain things, and,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I think he really liked that.
That's
So yeah,
cool. Well, staying on the topic of fitness, we'll pivot a little bit. Talk to me about boxing because
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, just go
So
ahead.
I got like a full story on this one. I this is like story has like formed like fundamentally who I am as a person. Um, and I've told a few people this, and like I've talked about it a fair amount, but like every time I say it, it doesn't seem like it doesn't sound significant, but like to me in my head, it's like the most significant thing in the world.
Uh-huh.
And you might have heard pieces of it at certain points, but
Yeah, well,
um,
the only like thing I have to go off of is like I know like you did a fight was it last year or 2 years ago? It
that
was
was
last year, right?
last year. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
last year.
So it was like I knew you pretty close at that point, and like I knew you had like mentioned it, but like I don't have any friends that have like actually gone and done something like that on like a local scale. So it was really
Yeah,
weird
dude.
for me to like see the ring pictures and stuff. But yeah,
That's the
I
crazy
was
thing
just
is like
curious because
the
I know there's an origin story behind it.
that's another thing too though is like it's crazy like the amount of people that like say they box or say they do MMA or say they do X, Y, or Z, but like they don't. like
You just go
like
do
that's
a
just like
jujitsu gym 2 nights a week and like sweat.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you like hit a punching bag at your local gym
Yeah. I mean, that's the
every once
most
in a
I've
while.
done.
Like
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's like people like will be like, "Oh, I box." And then like that's what they do. It's like that's it's like no, dude. I'm pouring blood out every single night.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like um but yeah, so I actually started boxing when I was 7 years old. My grandpa was a big time boxer in my hometown. He was actually the oldest man to ever compete in the tough man contest. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of that. It's a big boxing tournament um hosted by this guy from Bay City, and it got to be a really big deal. And my grandpa's the oldest man to ever compete. I don't think he won. I think he came in second when he was that old. I don't know if he ever won or anything like that, but um, so he kind of always took us to boxing shows, and like it was just always like a thing in my life. And when I was seven, like I went to a boxing show with my family, and which is like a really weird family activity to do, like going to like a local boxing show. Which if you've ever been to an amateur local boxing show, it's not the type of place you usually take a 7 year old.
Yeah. No. No.
It's usually like people bleeding out of their face with face tattoos and like all sorts of like it's like not a good
Yeah.
environment for a 7 year old.
Yeah.
Um, and I like saw it and was like, this is awesome. Like I need to do this. And um my grandpa was like semi hesitant on taking me in to do it, but my mom kind of like said like I wanted to do it, and she kind of like made him take me.
Yeah.
Um, have you like years later, like my mom ended up like not liking me boxing at all. That's a different story. Uh, and so I ended up boxing and I stayed boxing for a while. Like when you're young, like you don't fight that much, but like maybe like once or twice a year. But so I ended up having like 13 fights from the time I was seven to the time I was the day before my 14th birthday. I was awful. Like I won one match out of 13.
Dang.
Um, but like I loved it. Like
Yeah.
it was awesome. And then plus my grandpa was like my coach.
Yeah.
So it was like a good bond between us, um and like it was just something I really enjoyed doing. Have you like a boxer that's 1-12 is a lot better than a boxer that is 0-0. So like
Yeah.
I in the grand scheme of things, like I was still good. Like I just
Yeah.
like was losing all the time.
Yeah. Here,
I
hold
was
on.
never
Sorry, 1 second. I'm gonna stop you real quick. I'm just gonna pause. I'll be right back.
all right, you're good.
Okay. All right, we're good. Pick up where you can remember. Sorry.
All right. So at yeah, so I was 1-12, so I wasn't very good. But that last match I had, it was the day before my 14th birthday. So I was like starting to get to the age where like boxing is getting like serious. Like somebody that has 15, 20 fights by the time they're like that age, like it doesn't matter what your record is, like you're good. Um and as you start to like progress, like it's a serious thing at that age, right? Like people get hurt, like it's legit boxing.
Yeah.
It's no longer like kids boxing. Um, so my grandpa's my coach. I'm starting to train up for this fight. It's like trying to think of the exact timeline, but it's like right around it's high school football because we went to a high school football game. I remember this, and my grandpa said he's not feeling good and he had to go home. So we're about a month or so out from my boxing match, and we're at a high school football game, and my grandpa says he doesn't feel good. He has to go home. That's like a problem in my brain because my grandpa is the toughest man on planet Earth. He was 70 years old and like would still go to bars and just like fight people. Like that's just like who he was. Like so him not feeling good was insane to me. Like that just like was so foreign to me. Um he ended up having stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Um and then he was on hospice and then he passed away November 3rd. And then yeah, November 3rd. And then my fight was November 12th. So like that like week or so was really hard for me because I still was like committed to this fight. I'm not gonna like not fight. But like also like my coach and my grandpa died. Like it was really I was really close with them too, obviously. Um and he died and then I was just like devastated. Like I didn't know how I was gonna do this. Um but anyway, I got in and dude, I had like the best fight of my life. Like it went the distance. Well, I shouldn't say the best fight of my life because I did have one win by knockout, but um like the fight went the distance and like it was like I like knew I won. But they when they announced the winner, like my hand just stayed down and I was like really confused. Like the other person won and it made no sense to me. Um, I was like in a frenzy. Like I didn't know, and like my grandpa didn't have a funeral. Like this was his funeral. Like everybody came to like the show was dedicated to him, and like it was a big deal. At least in
Yeah.
my brain, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
And I was like the guy at that show, and I lost, and I was just like, it just devastated me. So I for probably a few years I didn't step foot in a boxing ring again. Um, I'd always like missed it though, and like it was kind of like that like feeling of like what if I stayed boxing? Like that could have been the thing I was good at. Um, and I just never did though. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. But after a while, I went back to the gym a few times, trying to like say what's up to people and just kind of like do the thing again. And I'd like work with people and spar and kind of to more so like to help out than anything else. But it was never like a serious or like competitive thing again. Fast forward to that would have been fast forward to last year. So that fight was 2016. So fast forward to like December 2024. Um, I knew a guy that was trying to get into coaching, and he had mentioned something about it on like his Snapchat story. And I had like hit him up, and I was just like, "Hey man, I think I want to box again." And he was like, "All right, let's get training." So I started training. I'm in college. Like I'm a busy person. I'm in Mount Pleasant. He's in Saginaw. So it's not like I can't do this every single night, right? So I started training like once a week or so, once every couple weeks, train on my own a little bit, yada yada yada. And he started bringing me into this new gym over in Essexville, uh, and it ended up being like right next to my brother's house actually. This gym in Essexville is awesome, but uh, he started bringing me into there where like there's like a head coach and like it's like a formal gym, and the coach there started like we started talking and I just said like hey like I want to fight again like no real context like nobody really knew like why I wanted to fight again or like nobody really knew my story or anything like that and I just like I kind of just did my thing and I explained like hey I'm in college like I'll be here like once a week uh Francisco is his name. He's the dude is awesome. Like he let me come in there for free and like train and I don't know why he did this. I don't know if like I don't know if he just like felt bad or if it was just like I don't know why. But like I'm like forever indebted to him. Like he like just like did everything for me. And then there was a fight coming up in February February 22nd of 2025, where like it was in Bay City where I could compete pretty easily, right? So I put my name on the list for I want to fight here. He started looking for fights for me. In the meantime, I had saw like an Instagram post that one of my buddies that I used to know from boxing, like from the 9 years prior, I saw he was boxing again. And he's like said he had like 4 fights since he came back. He was in the Navy, he came back, started boxing again, had like 4 fights, been back in the game for a year or two, and he's still working. So I kind of like DM'd him on Instagram and was like, hey man, like just out of curiosity, how much do you weigh? And he was 157. So I step on the scale, 157. And I'm like, you wanna match up for like this February 22nd show? And he was like, yeah, sure. So we kind of told our coaches like, hey, we're like, this is the guy, like we're good to go. And they were cool with it. Like it was just too easy. Awesome. Um, I think there was a little bit of a problem just because like my record officially like showed that I had 0 fights because I hadn't boxed in so long. Like it like USA Boxing like wiped my record. So I think they were kind of like a little bit like weird that my boxing showed 0-0, like thought my coach was like lying or something. But I was like, well, like we know each other. Like it's cool. Like you like
Yeah.
we know where we're at, right? Um and plus like he was like actually training and like had like a couple years right then. So like I had nothing for like 8 years.
Yeah.
um so like it was like in my opinion it was fair, and I don't see why. Well, I don't think I think he would agree. Um but so we paired up. I was still training. I was only training like once, maybe twice a week. I and then you were probably aware of this. This night was like ingrained in my head. I was at practice and we were kind of just doing our thing. It was like stunt season,
Yeah.
so like
Yeah.
we weren't really doing a whole lot. We were kind of on our phones, hanging out, like
I
throwing
do
up some
remember
stunts
this
every once
night.
in a while. And I got a call from my aunt, and I'm close with my aunt, but like it's weird for her to call me like that. Um, she said she brought my mom to the hospital, and my aunt's a nurse practitioner, and I could walk in like carrying my leg that just fell off, and like she would be casual about it, right?
Yeah.
She's seen everything there is to see, and like nothing can really shock her. And she said she brought my mom to the hospital, and that right there like triggered something is wrong. Like she wouldn't do that. Um, my mom had previously had breast cancer, but she was in remission and like everything was tracking to be good, right? And she had just I kind of zoned out like once she said she brought my mom to the hospital because I knew like something is bad. And she went on to kind of explain how my mom had cancer again. It was everywhere. It was bad. That's the gist of it. And she then explained like the different options we had and how, moral of the story, there's not much time no matter what option we pick. Um, as I'm training for this boxing match, I'm like, are you serious? Like this is like I was kind of playing like the pitiful person of like, why is this happening to me type thing. Um, so that went on for a few weeks where my mom was in hospice, and it went downhill very, very quickly. And she ended up passing away the Tuesday before that boxing match. I was obviously like devastated. Like my mom, I was really, really close to my mom. That was really hard for me. Um, and I was training for this boxing match and a lot going on. So like that entire or the day she actually passed, like the night she passed away, I was actually in town, like in Bay City training. Like my routine was like I would train on Tuesday, see my mom, come back to school, and then like repeat that cycle. So I was sorry my mom that night, and like she wasn't doing good. And it was kind of like the question of like, do you want to stay tonight or do you want to go back to school and go to school the next day? And I chose to go back to school the next day. I thought like I knew we didn't have long, but I didn't think it was be that night. So um I got home, and at 11 o'clock my aunt called. I answered the phone and she didn't even say a word. I just hung up and left. I went to Bay City and then I didn't train that entire like the entire rest of that week. We just planned the funeral. Um, so like that was like the hardest week of my life, obviously. Like my mom passed away, I had to plan the funeral, and um then we had the funeral set for Friday, boxing match Saturday. At this point, nobody really know. I mean, like it has maybe came up in conversation here and there, but like nobody really knows I'm boxing. Um, Come time for the funeral, like whispers start getting around at the funeral home that I'm boxing, and like people start like asking me, like they would come up to me, hug me, like say they're sorry for my loss, and then ask if I was boxing the next day, and I was like, yeah, I am, but like I don't want to talk about it right now, and that was kind of the end of the conversation. Um, so that day, like that Friday was very hard, but like my mom was an extremely loved person. Like I said, she taught dance, so um like in that profession, like there's like you obviously meet a lot of people and get very close to a lot of people. So there was like I've never seen a funeral with so much support in my life. Like it was like that aspect of it was amazing. Like and then a lot of my friends showed up and like it was really good to have like that kind of support, right? But it was still a very hard day nonetheless. Um that night I was in the shower and I was just like feeling very pitiful and just like, why is this happening to me? Like I was supposed to be doing this fight for me. Like what? Like this is like it was me, 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 me. And I just heard this voice and I have no other explanation other than it was God. Because like I know I wouldn't have said this to myself, but it just said, it's not about you. And I was just like, I like literally was like looking around. I was like, who said that?
Yeah.
Like, why? Like, I didn't say that. I wasn't thinking that clearly. Like, oh, and I just heard it's not about you, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go do the thing, and I'm not gonna think about me. So anyway, woke up next day. Um, Actually, the side note, I my nose started bleeding the night before. I had a deviated septum. My nose was really bad, so like I was like really worried about my nose the whole time, and like it was a bad time. But like the whole yeah, like my nose was not was not dealing well. So like there's kind of like a little sort of funny side story to that. Like I had to get my nose cauterized like Saturday morning before the boxing match. But other than that, like it was like a normal day. I just like went to the weigh-ins and whatnot. Like I waited. I had like this boxing show is in like it's in a boys and girls club. It's in a super small gym. Like if you think of like an amateur boxing like an amateur boxing show, like have you ever seen like Here Comes the Boom, and if you're seeing
Yeah.
like the amateur fights that he's going,
Yeah.
like that's not dramatic, like that's like genuinely like on par with like an amateur boxing show. But like we're like bunch of dudes standing around in their underwear, like we're ready to weigh in. Most people are like big dogging each other, like they see their opponent, they're trying to like big dog them, like yada yada yada. Me and my dude are just like sitting there chatting it up, like we're weighing in next to each other, like being like buddies,
Yeah.
like catching up with each other, because we haven't seen each other in 8 9 years, and like, we want to catch up. And I'm like the 15th fight on the card, so like I'm like, oh, like we got a while here. It's,
Yeah.
um, so like we had a long way to go before the actual match, and it just felt like eternity. But like other than that, like it was like a normal time. But like I had a really weird situation where I think I was the second or third fight after intermission, but like my gym had another guy fighting the fight before me. So like our coaches were warming him up and like not necessarily like forgot about my fight, but like he was first. I was after him. So like it was just like I didn't have like so I I'm sitting there like warming up with like my opponent's coach. I'm warming up with him.
Yeah.
Like he's like warming me up on the mitts because like I know that guy from like when I previously boxed because he's the coach of my other gym or the old gym that I went to,
Yeah.
and like he's like me and him are super cool. Like so he's like warming me up, and then like he's like, okay, I gotta go warm up Nate. Like I gotta go. So I go in, wave in one of my friends from college that was like training with me a little bit when I was here, and like he starts warming me up for a little bit, and then like I had like a 2 minute warm up outside of like the stretching and whatnot that I was doing on my own. Um, And then I go in and we're they announce our names like in the ring, right? And I'm like, I've been pretty tunnel vision like this whole day. Like I've been seeing like people here and there, but like hood up, tunnel vision, like I'm not really like I'm not talking to people. Um boxing is a really tough thing for like your mental because like you're going into a small confined space with two people that are trying to hurt each other. Like you got to get to a pretty dark place mentally. Like not to like be a dramatic person, but like that's kind of like the fact of the matter. So like I'm not going around hanging out with my friends during this day. And I don't really know who was all there. I just have seen a few people in passing. And we get into the ring, tunnel vision's on, they announce our names. And after they announce our names, we're just standing there, like the bell's not ringing. We're like, what's going on? Turns out like a judge had to go to the bathroom and like they didn't tell anybody. And like so like the ref is just like waiting for the bell to ring and like the person is just not there. So like on top of like all this like built up like
Yeah.
tension that I've had throughout the day of like I just feel really tight and whatnot. I'm just sitting there for legitimately like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it felt like eternity and like every time I was like sitting there awkwardly. And then game time. So I know I've boxed this guy before, or I've boxed with this guy before, and my coach knows him. We all know each other. This dude's probably 6 foot tall, lanky guy, real technical boxer because he's been boxing a lot. I'm like, I know I'm not gonna outbox him. He's gonna be a better boxer than me for sure. So I'm like in my head, I'm like, I just gotta be like come out like a ball of fire and hopefully catch him, right? Um, I come out and I catch him. Like I get him. I had a plan. I'm gonna parry his jab right away and close the distance. He's way taller than me. I just need to get in on him. I just need to snuff him out. And somehow it worked. Like it worked to perfection.
Yeah.
Like so like the first like 30 seconds of this fight, I just like dominated and I can just like feel the crowd like erupting, right?
Yeah.
Um from that point on, he caught me with a jab and like right on the nose, and nose started pouring out blood. And a lot of times in amateur boxing, like as soon as the ref sees blood, like it's game over. So I like feel the blood start pouring out, and I'm like the ref's gonna call it. Like I'm just kind of like keep on going, but like I'm kind of just like playing tag with each other,
Yeah.
and I'm like he's gonna call it, he's gonna call it, he's gonna call it, and he never does. So I'm like, okay, I made it through the first round. I'm like, all right, like maybe he's not gonna worry about this, like whatever. And I get to the corner. Dude, this is so fun. I have a video of this. The my coach takes a towel and starts like wiping my face. I don't know if you ever boxed for 2 minutes, but like it's not easy. I'm like in the ring, like I'm like he's like tries like covering my face with this towel, wiping it off, and I'm over in the corner with a boxing glove on, like and all three of my coaches were Mexican, and like they don't speak very good English, and like they might be saying something to me. I'm not even understanding it. I'm just like hands away from it. No idea what's going on. And so anyway, like that was like, the first round was like essentially like I got him pretty good, but like I was bleeding also really good. Um Second round was close. He took the second round. Third round, I don't even know how I'm walking at this point. I'm so out of shape. I've been training 1 day a week. Like it's
Yeah.
bad day. Um, but I the third round is close. Looking back at it, look at like I've watched the video a few times. Like it's a lot closer than it felt. I was so dragging, tired that like it felt like I just got destroyed and like picked apart. But like I watched the video back and I think the third round could have went either way. Um, Nonetheless, like I felt awful about it. I came back to the corner and knew I lost, but like the final bell rang, dude. And I kid you not, like that was like the first time I like looked around and like saw like this entire gym, like there's probably 400 or 500 people in this gym in like the really tight space. Half of them are there to see this fight at least, like just for this fight, because he's from Bay City, I'm from Bay City, and then like of those half those people, like most of them are there because they heard at my grandma or at my mom's funeral the day before that like I was fighting. So like I'm looking around and like this place is going nuts. Like have you like even for the people that weren't there just to see that fight, like we just put on like we put on like a show, dude. Like it was the I might be biased when saying this, but like it was like the best like I've ever. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah. You cut out for a
Can you hear me?
second, but yeah, yeah, I heard you.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. I think it's a. I think it was like the best boxing match that like I've ever been a part of for sure. And looking back at it, like it was like one of the best boxing matches I've ever seen. Um, in this like little tiny gym of 157-pound boxers with like in Bay City, Michigan, with a few hundred people watching. Like
Right.
it was awesome. And I finally see that, and like I just like realized like, oh, like this wasn't about me this whole time. Like all these people that for the last 3 weeks have just been like nothing but tears watching my mom like wither away, like and just like they watched her die. And like now I'm seeing like my uncle who I've never seen show emotion before, like crying tears of joy, like seeing this.
Yeah.
Um, and it was the best feeling that I've ever had in my life. And like I in my head at that point, I knew I lost. Like looking back, I probably wouldn't have like if I watched the fight, I probably wouldn't have thought that. But like looking back, like I knew I lost in that moment. But like I'm looking around and like just seeing this, and like it meant so much to me outside of just like winning and losing. And getting out of that ring, like the I must have been a PA that was like doing the physical real quick afterwards, like a concussion test. Like I I couldn't care any less about like why is this person in my way? Like I want to go hug my family. And she's like she's like checking my eyes, right? Like the light. She's like, follow light with your eyes, nothing but your eyes. And I do it, and she's like, no, like just your eyes. And I would like do the same thing again. And she's like, it's fine, just like go. Like okay, like I'm definitely not okay, but whatever. And then but yeah, so like I ended up like seeing all these people, and like it was amazing. Like I had everybody from like my RTC instructor came to watch, and like that meant so much to me. And then like on top of that, like just like my whole family, and just like seeing all of these people, like all my high school friends, and like there had to have been 50, 60 people there, like as soon as I got out of the ring to just like line up and like give me a hug. Like it meant so much to me. Like he won, and I kind of felt bad because like he won and he deserved the win and he did great, but nobody cared.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think he had like two people there that like after the fight like dapped him up and were like, good job.
Yeah.
Like that's where a big shift in my mind happened, to where like this fight for so long was about me and like me sulking, and it shifted so fast to be like this is about everything but me. And like it just meant so much to me. And it was really weird too because like a few days prior to that, like Francisco, my like the head coach of that gym, he knew about my mom. And um I wasn't even training, I just like came into the gym just kind of like talked to him, and he kind of like explained like how like people like seeing sports, and like sports can just like bring people together. And I just like didn't get it because I was so focused on myself, and I just like didn't understand. But like now like I can hear like what he was saying, and it makes so much sense to like we're doing these things not just for us, but like they bring people together, and it means a lot more than just winning and losing. So that's something I've like definitely carried with me, and like that story is a big piece of who I am. So like if you like you see the tattoo on my arm, like that's like what that whole story is about.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never knew the whole story. I never knew it was like that in depth. Hmm. Do you have any like future plans, or do you think that was kind of like
No, dude, that was like that was it. Like I previously, like when I ended boxing, like when I was 14 there, like I was so cynical and like ended boxing, like that's why. And it's like I just went out on like the highest note possible, and like
yeah,
I have no desire to box again.
yeah, yeah.
But like
That's
I love the sport though. And actually like a few like I think like 2 months later, Nate, the guy I boxed, who, like I said, I just had like the the fight of the night for sure, and like I like took him the distance. Um, he actually won the state championship by knockout. So like I'm like, oh, like it kind of like made me think like maybe I'm not so bad at this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Dang.
yeah, but
Okay.
yeah, I'm over it though for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's like what better way to like put something to rest of just like this spending a majority of your youth doing this thing, quitting in cynicism, and then deciding to come back only to be faced with one of the main reasons that like discouraged you from the previous fight. And then it's like you have this person close to you that passes away, and it's like that's all you can think about. But then it's like in that moment, it's like, yeah, you have to worry about this fight, but it's not about you. So like, stop making it about you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And it's like a really big challenge too, because like boxing is something like you have to be selfish with to some degree. And like it's not something you just like mess around with, but like also like it's still a fun sport. And it's still something that like that can isn't just about the people in the ring. Like it's people are watching it, and like that's why we like sports so much, is like it gives us hope. It like there's stories around it. It represents a lot more than just like what's going on in the ring.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's
um
really cool.
and that helped me a lot with like with coaching, with um like with all sorts of different things. But I know like this made me feel really good, that one practice. I don't know if you remember that one practice where like you guys were having like the worst practice of all time. Like you guys sucked, like straight up. Like it was like everything was falling. Dayron was just in a mood. It was like nobody's having a good time at this practice. And you guys were all out in the hall like talking, and somebody was like throwing up in the corner, yada yada yada. Like it was all over the place. I don't know if you remember this,
I
but
won't
like
mention names, but I know who
yeah,
it was and what you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah. So I came over, and I kind of briefly like had talked about this like lesson that I've like learned through this, like clearly summarizing it like a lot, and like not like giving any. I don't even think I mentioned boxing, but like kind of just like going through like the details of like, or not the going through like the broad stroke of like, hey, like this isn't about like winning or losing. Like you guys need to like, I just, and it was a speech that like I'm not a very speechy type person. I don't like preaching to people. I know as an athlete, like I don't want to be preached to. I can self motivate myself, and I don't need other people talking to me. So I tried to not be that person as a coach, and more so just try to be like a person that you guys can come to and like talk to. But I felt like it needed it at this point, and I came over and um kept it real brief and just like said what I needed to say. And I saw kind of like a little bit of a shift like right away. And I just like walked away, and I felt like Herb Brooks from the movie Miracle, where like battle fire him up like after he like walks away. And Dayron is like, "What'd you say?" And I was like, "Not much." And like that was like all I said to him. And I didn't say anything as far as like details of what I said. I just like I was like, "Not much." And you guys came out, and I think you like almost hit the routine. Like maybe had like one or two drops, but like as far as like what you guys did, it was the best routine you have done up until that point. And then we continued on to have like the next like hour of like the best practice we've had maybe ever. And like I went home that night feeling so fulfilled. Like that was probably like the happiest I've ever been, like as a coach, and maybe even like just like feeling like I did something, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It was kind of in that moment where I think, because obviously whenever you're in a team setting, your your first thought is like it's not about me, it's about the team. But then it's like as soon as you like step on the mat, like with all your insecurities and like the bad practice we were having, like all that goes out the window because it's like this routine is sucking right now because I suck. And
Mhm.
it's like I suck, so the routine's gonna suck. And then it like like I said, I don't know if it was just like you being personable and like you coming to us, and I like, to be honest, I don't know what what came through your head to like come up and talk to us at that moment, but like I will tell you, like that was like the worst the team morale has felt, because it
I
was
mean,
like,
I can tell you like it was someone specific on the team. Um, like she just said like we need somebody to like be there for us, and like they like that person wasn't feeling that. Um,
okay,
and she had made it known to me like earlier in that day that like that's what she needed, and I didn't know how to do that. I was just like, I'll be here for you, and that's all I can do. Um, and I she actually like yelled at me like I can tell you a story offline a little bit more, but like she was like she straight up like yelled at me that practice, like, and I just ate it. Like it's like she was right. Like she was like they needed somebody, and like she was like in my face like saying mean things to me. Like, and I
yeah,
just like sat there and just like took it. And I was like, she's 100% right. So like I just didn't know how to fix it, if that makes sense.
yeah,
So when you guys were out there and like I could see kind of what was going on, like as far as like it was a what was happening was not positive, and like
yeah,
something had to happen. So I'm just like I'm going to like Daron was kind of like looking at me, and he's kind of just like, "What's going on?" Yada yada yada, and I'm like, I'll be right back." And I kind of just like walked over, and we always try to give you that time for you guys. Like we tried to stay out of that time. Like we wanted you guys to like focus on yourself at that time. Um, and I was like, I'll just be right back. And I came back, and like that's just like that's kind of the origin of how that happened.
yeah, yeah. Well, it was interesting to me because there was always like that time before, and we would go around and we would always like be lighthearted, but as soon as the routine started and some sort of adversity showed, like it all crumbled, and like you could see the ugly half face of like all of our insecurities like pouring out, because like
Yeah,
obviously like we were nervous about these things, we were working so hard, and it was just like we were all tired, and like for real, it was the most frustrated I've ever been with anything, like ever. Like
yeah,
the process of it. So it was like just having that, it's nice to have time like to yourself, like as a team, but it's also nice when someone can come in and just be like, "Hey, just so you guys know, like it, it's much bigger than your insecurities." And like it's like I don't know what it was specifically about that time, because it was like it wasn't anything that hasn't been said before to us. It was like
yeah.
there was a little bit of like the you guys got this, like, like don't listen to your mind, like just trust your teammates. And it was like that time it really felt like it clicked, and like we got off, and I just like took a sigh, and I was just like, okay, like it's gonna happen, like whatever happens happens, and like it's just gonna be, so like there's no point in stressing about it. Like just focus on what you can focus on, and like let the rest
And
fall into place.
and it's crazy too, because like that's like the biggest thing with coaching as far as like I think why I've loved it so much more than being an athlete. I mean, I love being an athlete, don't get me wrong, but like I love coaching for the aspect of like it's a mental game because I I thought when I offered to coach and started coaching that it was going to be I was going to teach people how to do things. Dude, I
Yeah.
don't do that
Okay.
at all. Like I don't do that at all. Like you guys are all Division 1 college cheerleaders. Like I don't have anything to teach you guys. Like I can throw in some ideas for you. Like if you're throwing a stunt, I can throw up some ideas. I can help you a little bit more just because co-ed's a little bit different than everything else because like just because like everybody's a little bit new to co-ed. Um like there's always a little bit more to learn for co-ed, but like as far as like
Yeah.
all girl and like tumbling and like all of the other aspects, like you guys know what to do. Like you know how to do it. You've all done it a lot, probably more than me. Like who am I to say how to do something? That's not what my job is as a college coach. Like do do you think like the hitting coach for the Tigers is like telling them how to hit a baseball?
Yeah,
Like they would tell him to screw right off. Like that's not how that works. But like I can give you some ideas if you're struggling with something. But what I'm there to do is to guide you through that and like talk you through different like if you have a mental block, that's what I'm there for. If you need to work through a personal issue, I need to be there for you as a person to get you to do what the team needs. Like that's what I'm there for.
yeah,
And I think that was actually much tougher with you, like being a guy and like we have very similar personality types and like we respond to things very similar. So like I know that like when I'm in that position, like I just need to be left alone and like I just want to take my breath and like I know what I need. And it's usually not for some dude to come up to me and like talk to me about my feelings,
yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Whereas like a lot of the girls, like they just need somebody there just to like listen to them and then they'll be fine. Like if somebody's struggling, like if somebody's having a bad day, like they just they just need you to give them a little side hug and like listen to them for a second and then they'll go throw their full, you know?
yeah,
So I think
yeah.
that was
I
like the
think,
biggest challenge.
yeah, I think every group deserves, um, especially at the higher levels, because, like you said, for like most of like the lower levels, you look at like little league baseball, like they are teaching them how to play
Yeah.
baseball, but
Yeah, exactly.
like at the higher level, it's so much more finite and so much more like arbitrary in terms
Yeah.
of like what a coach does. And it's just I think that everybody deserves to have like a mentor, whether that's like a parent or a coach that doesn't try to necessarily, obviously they need to learn things, but once the basics are learned, it's just more of like, how can I help you to be able to perform at your best, not necessarily learn something that you already know how to do.
Exactly, exactly. And then on top of that too, like there's a million ways to skin a cat and like there's a lot of right ways, there's some wrong ways, but like there's a lot of right ways to do a given skill in cheerleading. Like
Yeah,
who am I to say that this person can't do it this way? Like there's no rules, like you can do it however you want. Like if this has traditionally worked for you, that's fine. But then again, if it's not working for you right now, like hey, maybe try this, but you're not doing it wrong. You know what I mean?
yeah. That's kind of what I kind of apply that knowledge in powerlifting too, because it's like you look at these top level guys and you'll see someone that's like just starting powerlifting in like their first year and they're like, okay, I'm gonna copy this guy's deadlift because he was a world champion in my weight class. And it was like, okay, what about the dude that won it last year? Why is his form completely different than that? Like, why are you trying to just like find one successful person and like copy whatever they do when that's
Yeah.
not what they did to become successful? Like it just
Yeah.
it
And
just isn't practical.
like even off that example, like this sounds insane, dude, but like I literally can conventional deadlift more than I can sumo deadlift. Like that's I know it's not normal. Like
Yeah.
most people wouldn't think that, but like the way my body is built for some reason, the way my muscles fire, like I can conventional deadlift more than I can sumo deadlift.
Yeah.
Like people aren't built the same.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's
So
just it's just I think it just comes from like wanting to be really good at something. So obviously you want to copy what like the top level guys are doing, but then it's like it's so arbitrary how you pick like the one that you're gonna follow because like they're all different. Like you could look at like a high school quarterback that wants to go to college and they're like, okay, I copied Patrick Mahomes' throwing form. And it's like, but he wasn't even top three this past year, so why are you copying him? Like you need to do what you can do. Obviously, take inspiration from the top level guys. Like they didn't just like you don't fall on the top of a mountain, but like there's steps that need to be taken to get to your version of success because it's ultimately not going to look the same.
yeah, exactly.
But
Exactly.
yeah, that's something that I had to learn in cheerleading is just like yes, obviously like when you're starting to learn out like the mechanics are pretty like set in stone. Like there's things that everybody does because we figured out that that's the easiest and most efficient way to do things. But then past that, like the top level guys, like everybody throws stunts different. Everybody like has different hand placements, different tape jobs, different like mentality going into stunts, and it's just like you
Yeah.
can't just like draw this perfect picture of like what you want success to look like and just expect to be able to conform to that. Like you need to really like
Yeah.
find it for yourself, and you need to suck a lot to
And
be able to
like
do that.
you were like relatively like new to cheerleading still, so like I could still like I still had a few things to kind of like give critiques for you on, but then like Carson has been co-ed stunting for so long, like I didn't feel like I ever gave her a correction just because it's like she knows what she's doing wrong if she does something wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like whereas like maybe a girl that this is her second year co or something, it's a little bit different. But like Carson was like one of the first girls that I ever stunted with. So like there's nothing I can tell her that I haven't already told her or like she doesn't already know.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's not necessarily like that's not a disadvantage as a coach either. Like I still know how to fire her up. Like I can get her to do something just like by how I talk. Like I know that. Like I know and like that's I think that's a lot more beneficial than being like, hey, you need to squeeze here and not here. Like she knows that. Like that's easy. She
Yeah.
can she knows what muscles to contract and when to contract them. But if she's scared of a basket toss and I tell her, yeah, if you were good, you'd probably do it. And like she goes and does it.
Yeah.
That's a bigger success to me.
Yeah. And that's even another thing too. It's like when you're a coach, you also have to know that just as someone can't copy a version of success, a coach can't copy a version of one athlete and put it to another. Like we
Yeah.
all, like you touched on it earlier, how we all respond um to like even talking differently. We all respond to critiques differently, and it's something it's a coach's job to be able to be personable and to know how each person responds the best to a
Yeah,
critique
that's
or something
huge.
like that. Because otherwise you just
That
leave
is
people feeling discouraged, then you're just like, well, I told them what to do, so that like it's their problem.
that is like the hardest thing to do, especially for like the girls that I don't know on a personal level like that. Like Carson, I can talk trash to her and like that'll get her to do something. But like other girls, like I don't know what they need. Like they might need me to listen to them about their grandma that's sick, but they might like another girl might need me to like yell at her. Like I don't like they like it's everybody needs different things to like motivate them.
Yeah.
Um and it's just like it's the hardest thing to figure out like
Yeah.
what people need in but that is like that's been the fun challenge of being a coach.
Yeah. That's cool. Um, yeah, no. I mean I really enjoyed having, like I said, like someone like that around this year, and I think it really helped me like be able to be more comfortable. Um, because it's just like I was in such a weird position, and I know you were in it too, but just like being the only guy, it's like
Yeah,
you feel like you don't want to like take away from the coaches because the coaches are there to help the majority, but then it's like I don't know where to go. So it was
it's
just
really
nice.
tough.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really tough.
Yeah. But no, I
Especially
mean I
like my freshman year, I was the only guy and there was no guy coaches either. So it was like extra
yeah.
weird.
Yeah, for sure. But no,
Yeah.
I think that helped a lot. And I think cheer taught me a lot of just like don't expect to be bad at something because you've never done it. Um and then the other thing too is just like you need to be able to be comfortable being uncomfortable, and like it really gave me so much more empowerment of like not caring what other people think about me, because it's like w like I tell people this often. It's like if you would have asked me like my senior year of high school, or not my senior year, like my freshman year of high school, like if I would join a college cheerleading team, I'd be like, no, but not because I don't think it'd be fun, because I would hate to think what people would think about me if I did it. And I was like so focused on my perception in other people's eyes And then it really took something like cheerleading where it was like it's all out in the open to realize that that does not matter at all. And like you really just need to do what makes you happy.
For sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
Well, I appreciate you coming. I don't
I
really
appreciate
have
you having
anything
me.
else on, but no, this was good. I mean, I think we got almost 2 hours in,
Yeah,
so
I say we've been talking for a while now,
yeah,
so
yeah. But no, is there anything else you wanna leave with?
no, man, I think that's about it. I mean, like I was saying, I just want to leave this world a better place than when I came into it. So it's a long, long way to get there, but
Yeah, for sure. It's
figuring it
the
out
pursuit. It's the pursuit more than anything.
for sure.
Mhm. Well, I appreciate you coming on. We will keep in touch.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, sounds good. I'll see you later, man.
All right, we'll see you later.